Hi again, I'm Pastor Mark Isaac from New Life Community in Dinuba. This week I'm looking at the story of Esther in the Bible for our encouragement. Uncertainty in her life became a catalyst for her transformation from a person of concealed private faith to a person willing to live her faith publicly, courageously, whatever the cost. If there's good in a crisis or time of uncertainty, then that's got to be it. To see it as an opportunity for life transformation, to make a fresh start, to step up as a leader, to start a new life of faith in God, or to come out with your faith in ways that others need. You're likely watching various news outlets like me, keeping an eye on the numbers of people affected by this pandemic, listening to leaders and their decisions so you can be informed and make good decisions for yourself and for your family. Someone who's gotten more attention than most is Dr. Anthony Fauci, the head of infectious diseases at America's National Institutes of Health. His boss at the NIH has also been on the news, though not as much. His name is Dr. Francis Collins, a man who is as well known for his evangelical Christian faith as for his dedicated work as a scientist, being the head of the Human Genome Project several years ago. Dr. Robert Redfield, director of the Center for Disease Control, is also known for his evangelical Christian faith, and together these two men have served consistently in those kinds of roles through several presidential administrations. But I want to highlight another person, and that's Dr. Deborah Birx, the woman that you've seen in almost every presidential press conference throughout this pandemic. She's the one in the scarf. Her expertise and her ease of explaining the science to the public has won her a lot of accolades these last couple of months as the White House Coronavirus Task Force Response Coordinator, a long title. Besides her medical degree, Dr. Birx has a long military career. She served under presidents from both parties since Ronald Reagan and became a legend in her fight, in our global fight against HIV. What's only becoming news to many of us now, me included, though, is that she's been a woman of evangelical Christian faith herself. It's not that she's concealed her faith in the realm of government service and scientific research, though a person might. It's just that at this time of uncertainty, she has been thrust, her faith and her courage thrust into a spotlight, and she's risen to it. Dr. Birx is a leader and a truth teller, a calm voice of reason as well as hopeful action. Those around her listen and lead better because of her. The wonderful ending to the book of Esther, when the Jews are saved because of her words and her actions, all hinges on whether or not Esther will allow herself to become known publicly as one of God's people, as a woman of faith in the God of Israel, even if it costs her her life. Esther had reasons to conceal her faith. Abducted as a teenager from home, Esther's life hung on her physical attributes, her beautiful face and her figure. Placed into the king's harem with others like her, Esther had to learn the art of satisfying the king's sexual desires if she had any hope of becoming queen. And if she failed at that, she would face a life in the harem without any honor. So Esther hid her identity and she hid her faith, even after she became queen. God did not create women for the sexual pleasure of men, but as partners with men in pleasing God and carrying out His purposes on earth. God had given Esther skills and gifts that He intended to use for good as His daughter and for the saving of His people. That's what truly mattered and would be a life purpose worth mattering for Esther. Those gifts and skills, her wisdom, her diplomacy, her resolve were needed if she would only take the opportunity. And she did. Esther overcame not only her fears, but the traditions and the values that her culture, both pagan and Jewish, had placed upon her in order to be the person that God needed her to be. You may have your own reasons for keeping your faith hidden from view. Culture, government, and predominant social values can cause us to keep our faith private, and other traditions, even within the church, can make a person feel like they shouldn't be the one to speak up, stand up, or to lead others. Well, that was true for Esther as a woman 2,500 years ago, and remains that way for many women today. But what a work God did through Esther when she shed her fears and went public with her identity as a person of faith in God. It was uncertainty that gave her that opportunity, and God who strengthened her through her transformation. He still does today, giving each one of us new life in Jesus Christ if we would only receive it, forgiving the guilt and the shame of our past sin, renewing our minds and empowering us, each one, to know and to do what it is that He wants in this world. What's holding you back from living a life of faith out loud today? Let it go. There's something better on the horizon when you start living your faith so that others can see. God bless you in that.